Well, hey there, Vikings. Welcome back to the playthrough. In today's episode, we are continuing on from our previous one, and we have found this lovely area here, which is all lovely and flat. It's got lots of amenities around it that we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a marker on this map with a little campfire, and I'm going to put base question mark just underneath it as this little marker here, so that we... I don't know, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am 100% leaning towards the moving our camp up here and just abandoning the one that we've started already. I'll probably take down all of the walls, and obviously I'm going to bring all the chests and the loot and stuff that we've got so far over. But yeah, I am really heavily leaning towards moving our base up here because it's a lovely area and it has most of what we want nearby. Ah, there we go. So this sap extractor is on 7 out of 10 so far, and I don't know, it seems to be slowing down to me. It does produce sap slower the more and more sap you gather from these roots, so we're probably going to have to move that one once it hits 10 out of 10. Now I can see something moving around up here, and I can't tell, is it a... Oh, it's a soldier. Hello, Seeker Soldier. Nope, we'll parry that, thank you very much. And he's taking grey damage from us, so we're going to have to work out what type of damage you're weak to, my friend. Because at the moment, it doesn't look like piercing or blunt is doing anything to you, so we might need some slashing damage. Maybe a sword might work with him. How dare you take down my wisp torch? What is wrong with you? Walking up to my base and vandalising the entrance. I had a doorman. Where is my doorman, by the way? We have a dwarf doorman, and he's not here. Where is he? Has he been killed? I reckon the Seeker Soldiers probably killed him. That might have been who he was fighting before he came over here. Although he had full health, so unless he got the drop on the dwarf... Oh, could you see that little torch behind the Seeker Soldier there, bobbing up and down? That's a fulling. Is he going to run up and help? There he is. Oh, there's a group of them, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, that caught me off guard, that did. Oh, wow. Okay, that headbutt charge sent him flying. Just seeing that little torch bobbing up and down in the background as it got closer and closer. Oh, this is pretty cool. We can watch the Fullings and the Seekers have a fight. Wow, okay. It wasn't much of a fight. That Seeker squashed him. But yeah, not a bad way to start the intro for an episode. I went to fight a Seeker Soldier. I'm not sure why I missed blocking that one. I'm guessing I just didn't press the block button in time. Oh, there's another Fulling. Let's take you down. I'm guessing a big group of you spawned because it's nighttime. There we go. Now, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but as far as I'm aware, I don't know if anything actually spawns differently at night time when it comes to the Mistlands. Obviously, the game world has its usual interaction of higher enemy spawn rates and stuff like that, but I don't know of any Mistland creatures that spawn specifically at night. So it's not like the swamp or the mountain. I think it might just be standard enemies. Oh, hello, Death Skeeto. Yeah, I think moving our base. This is another reason I want to move our base, actually. I don't want Death Skeetos and Fullings walking up to our camp constantly whilst we're here, so yeah, that's pretty much cemented the idea for me. In order to do that, we are going to have to go back home and grab ourselves some bronze nails and some wood, because we need to build ourselves one of the carts to cart all of this stuff over there. And if you saw in that middle chest there, we have 43 of the soft tissue now, which is a pretty good collection, so it only stacks up to 40, strangely, but we are going to need plenty of it. But 43 is a really good starting point. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that is our plan for today. We're most likely going to move our stuff. I'm pretty much cemented in the idea that we're going to move our base, because whilst this area is quite nice and quite flat, and I would definitely recommend it for most players who would want to would want to set up a proper base in the Mistlands, I'd recommend something flat like what I've found originally, but the area we found at the end of our last episode is just near perfect. It's big, it's wide, it's flat, mostly flat. It's got plenty of ancient weapons and ancient armour lying around. It's got a ancient corpse as well, like the petrified bones for the black marble. It's got a few stone plinths. We'll have to clear those out, but again, it's got a source of stone. It's got two ancient roots right next to each other, literally right next to each other. They're a few steps away from each other, so it's just near perfect of what I want. So yeah, we are going to have to go back, clear out all of the stone bits, build our walls, put our wisp torches down. That's one thing I'm currently waiting for, is our wisp fountains here to start producing some wisps. We are obviously going to take down all the wisp torches we currently have up, so we'll have an alright collection to start off with, but I want more. Ideally, I'd like to clear out quite a large area of the mist from the Mistlands around our base so that we can, again, see things coming when they come to attack us. Alright, how are we doing on food? Not fantastic, but we could do with a couple more sea serpent meat, so we'll just grab... we can only do 5, so we should probably only take 5. There we go. We'll do 5 at a time, and then we'll just keep cooking keep batch cooking as we go. So one thing to remember, as I mentioned in episode 100, is that we are obviously post-Bogwitch update, so we now have all the update features from the Bogwitch update, and obviously one of those things is the 3 new skills that we have added: the gathering skill for farming, I believe it's called the farming skill, the cooking skill, and the crafting skill, or the building skill I think it's called. So hopefully at some point we will level up and see the benefits of the cooking skill, because it's quite interesting. I quite like the way it sounds, in that with the cooking skill, as you level up, I believe you cook quicker, but you can also have bonus returns from cooking. So let's just say you were going to cook 1 sea serpent stew, you might get a bonus return of an extra 1. So you only have to use the materials for 1 sea serpent stew, but you might get 2 or maybe even 3 out of it, which would be lovely. Now, I had a quick look at the chicken coop there, and we don't seem to have any eggs. It is night time, so it's difficult to see. Let's have a look from this side. No, I can't see any eggs in there. We're going to give it a bit longer. I did say we'd give it a few days before we decided on changing it over. So we're going to leave it for a bit longer and see what happens. We are going to spend a bit more time in the Mistlands before we decide to put a large amount of time into base and other things. There is going to be a point in... I know, about 5 or 10 episodes time, roughly, there's going to be a point where we decide to stop going Mistlands completely for a few episodes, just while we, A, go to the swamp and start exploring uncovered swamp areas to get the Bogwitch merchant, because we need to find her, and B, we're also going to change the hen pen, chicken coop, hen pen. I quite like hen pen because it rhymes. The chicken coop, we're going to change it over. But to start off, I think the idea that I had, was it our last episode or the episode before? I had the idea because someone had left a comment about chickens after we defeated Jagluth, and they mentioned that we might possibly need vegetable seeds or fruit seeds or something like that. So I think the seeds I'm using might be incorrect. But again, like I said, I'm going to leave it a few days because it might be a time-based thing as well. Leave it a few days, see what happens. Oh, that was a mistake. I did not mean to press that button. Well, I guess we are well protected from these wisps should they decide to attack us with any piercing, blunt, or slashing damage. Okay, so this is where we are currently. There are parts of the Mistlands down south that we haven't actually... I've uncovered and explored them, but you haven't seen them on the playthrough because it was part of the lost footage, the lost archives. And sadly, there's not going to be episodes in future where I uncover the lost archives. They are permanently lost. That footage is gone. It's a real shame, to be honest with you, but... hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to put 110% effort, maximum effort, into never having that happen again. Okay, sleep through the night. We are at day 157. We've got 22 minutes of rested still, so we need to... Well, we're going to eat our food first to make sure we get our health and stamina buff back up. Do I have any wood on me? Yeah, hot tub, wood, 0 out of 10. Yeah, that's what we're missing. So I was right in our... Again, a previous episode, maybe the episode before that, I mentioned that we were only getting 22 minutes of rested, and it was because the hot tub had run out of wood. So we're going to quickly pop out here, knock down a tree, or maybe a couple of the smaller ones, and we'll just grab some quick bits of wood. Actually, might just grab these bushes. Use the axe, it's one hit, there we go. You get a few bits of wood from these smaller bushes here, so they're quite useful, especially if you don't want to have to travel all that way, because... as you can tell, we have cleared out a very large section away from our base with the amount of wood that we've used, so travelling to get wood from our home base is a bit of a trek. Which is another reason why portals are fantastic. Right, let's pop some in here. Hot tub, how much do we have? 8, that's good enough. That'll keep it going for quite a long time. And there we go, we are now getting comfort 17 instead of comfort 15, which should give us 24 minutes of comfort, which is exactly what we want. Just gonna sit down. I think I've said this in previous episodes, multiple different episodes in the past. I don't know if sitting down speeds up the rested buff, the acquisition of it. I don't know if sitting down does anything. I know that if you want to get a rested buff whilst you're out and about exploring, you have to make sure it's not raining, you have to put a campfire down, and you have to make sure there's no enemies nearby, and then you have to sit next to the campfire, and you'll get rested 1 or comfort 1 while sitting next to that campfire. So you'll probably get 7, maybe 8 minutes of rested, which isn't terrible, but I don't know if sitting down actually affects it when you've already got, say, like a covered building and all of the comfort bonus items as well. Just going to take a sip of my lovely warm coffee that I've got here. Oh, lovely. Right. Okay. Start knocking down these wisp torches. I might even start knocking down the walls, you know. I think we'll just grab the torches for now, because I want to have a proper look at that area that we found. So it could be one of those that is hiding a few horrible things that we might not like at all. Oh, we haven't got our wisp light on. There we go. Always remember to carry your wisp light on you, even if you're not using it. Always remember. Even if you're going to spend most of your time in your base that's got loads of these wisp torches around, always carry your wisp light on you, because you never know when you need to go venturing out into the Mistlands and you haven't got your wisp light. Okay, so I've just put a marker down on the map for this area here, for black marble, because we are going to need to come clear this out at some point. We're going to need a lot of black marble. I just want to make sure that I put it down now whilst I remember. Now, if you wanted to, you could mark the ancient armour sets as well, if you really wanted to. I don't know if we're going to need that many of them. We'll probably find out a bit later on, once we have unlocked the majority of the crafting options available to us for the Mistlands. But we're not near that point yet, so at least I know of where they are, and we can explore and find them. And again, at the very least, if we have to grab a certain amount, then we can always pop home and grab it, or go to a nearby swamp or black forest and get it from there. Now I believe I can hear a gyal flying around. I can hear that kind of bassy noise that they make. I'm hoping that I got the audio levels right in our previous episodes when we fought one, that you could actually hear it. I'm pretty sure when I was watching it back, I could hear it on the footage. Oh, hello, Sick Soldier. Jesus, he just came up over that like a monster. Holy. Run away. Okay, so it wasn't a gyal I was hearing, it was a Seeker Soldier. I might take you on with the bow. Oh my god, look how little damage we're doing to him. We desperately need a bow upgrade. This bow hasn't been upgraded since... Oh, what is it? It's the ancient bow, so I believe it's... I think, is it pre... It's either pre-mountain or pre-plains. So this bow is a couple of biomes old. This is the one that glows. Is it Drogofang, I think it's called? I think it's because we haven't really needed to use it throughout the plains, or we haven't really needed to use it on the Mistlands either, although with the gyals we are going to have to. So we might have to actually look at potential bow upgrades as well. Is there a bow after this one? I think it's called Drogofang. I'm trying to remember what materials we needed to make it. It was ancient wood or something, I believe, which you get from the swamp, but then I think was there silver involved in it as well? We'll have to look back at that one and check it. Anyway, let's start knocking these walls down. Might as well do it whilst we're here. Now, one thing to note as well is I'm not 100% sure if destroying stuff you've built counts towards the crafting level up. So, like, leveling up your crafting skill. I'm not 100% sure if knocking stuff down with the repair hammer counts towards that. So we'll obviously we'll find out whilst we're doing it here. I don't think it will, to be honest. If you think about it logically, it wouldn't make sense for that to happen. But, you know, because it's a building skill, it's a crafting skill, whereas what we're doing with the hammer is just knocking it down. So to me, it doesn't make sense it would produce like experience towards building things when you're knocking it down. But I suppose it kind of makes sense. Maybe. Right. Oh, sap extractor's full. Yes, please. Oh, we can't knock it down just yet. We need to make sure that we've emptied it first. Right, okay. We're going to start heading over to this new area and start building some of the preliminary bits and pieces that we need. Crafting table, chests, that kind of stuff, so we can start shifting things over. Although I might just go back and grab a cart. Because to be fair, oh, hello, a dwarf. Perfect. The travel here isn't that difficult. Not really, anyway. Right, crafting table. What was that over there? Was that just a tick I saw? Just build this quickly. Wisp torch to go. What was over here? Oh, I can't see anything. Must have gone, whatever it was. Maybe it was just a hair. There we go. Put that down there. Pop you there. Oh wow, this looks... Whoa, this is huge. This kind of area. That's just a stone plinth, which might take us some time to mine that out, but again, we could always use the stone for future building purposes. With the marble building that we're going to build, we're probably going to want a fair bit of stone with that as well for certain decorative pieces, possibly. I'm going to try and make it a bit more thematic as well, so we have like more stone-based items and stuff like that and decorative pieces, rather than just having it all wood. Because I know that the majority of our buildings, other than our comfort building, has all been wood, so it might be nice to have... Oh, this area is gorgeous. I love it. Look at this big flat area here. Obviously we're going to have to knock down the sword and all these stone bits, but it's huge. And then we've got that route there and another route right next to it. Actually, let's test this, see what happens. Oh, to be fair, we knocked down quite a huge section. Ah, okay, right. Yeah, so this is... So most of these stone plinths are actually inside the ground, so watch when I break this bit here. The stone bit... Yeah, the stone pieces that you can loot actually come up from out of the ground, so don't be worried when you're doing this. There you go, they just kind of appear out of the ground there. Don't be worried when you mine out a block and nothing appears straight away. You have to wait a few seconds and then they'll all start popping up out of the ground here. It's because, I think it's just the way the terrain generation works on these, is that they have... they generate into the ground, so that when you break them, all the bits you can loot are actually inside the ground rather than coming up out of the ground. Now, today's episode was going to be a bit shorter than usual. It's only going to be about 20 minutes or so. So we are probably going to end it within a couple of minutes, but we'll continue digging this part out. We're going to build some stone piles as well, just because... I don't want to build chests to stick them all in when I can just build stone piles and then knock those piles down if we need to craft with them. And then if we build, say, like one of the fine wood chests, the bigger ones, we can just pick all the stone up and put it in then. I don't just want to chuck it on the floor, but I also don't want to have to build chests now. I just want to kind of clear these bits out just while we have the time. Yeah, this area looks brilliant. I'm really liking it so far. I think it looks great. Okay. Doing pretty well. Let's build a couple more of... Let's build this chest here. Put some preliminary bits in there, like some of the wood, stuff like that. Yep, there we go. I won't bother dropping the Seeker helmet, or Seeker helmet. I keep calling them helmets, they're not helmets, they're Seeker trophies. Let's knock down this one, and I think we'll call the episode after this. Yeah, that is today's episode, and I hope you've all enjoyed this one. Thank you all for watching, and I shall catch you in our next episode. Bye, everybody.